Hi there, welcome to my channel Mind Power. My name is Lauren. I am an ex-military veteran. I was a gunner in the military police corps for Iraq, and that experience led me down a not so good path, and I ended up with a lot of health issues, which I then had to heal myself from, which wasn't possible until I learned to take care of my mental game. So in this video series, I am talking about people who helped me, and number 4 on this list is Gregg Braden. He has made a big impact in my life. He's a very good speaker. I have seen him on Ancient Aliens as well as some other shows on the History Channel. And he bridges modern science, ancient wisdom, spirituality, and human biology together to help teach you and me ways to better our lives, mostly through heart and brain coherence. So if you like this type of material, I invite you to subscribe, drop me a comment, and please hit the like. As me being a new creator, this will help get this information out to other people who may want to discover this man. So Gregg, in a nutshell, he's a best-selling author, he's a former geologist, an educator who believes humans have far greater healing and intuitive abilities than we have been taught. His work combines neuroscience, epigenetics, heart-brain research, ancient spiritual traditions, meditation, prayer, and human consciousness. His central message is when our thoughts, emotions, heart, and body work together, we function at our highest potential. So his most popular teaching is heart-brain coherence, which you may have heard me talk about with Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is also very big on this as well. But Gregg is best known for this. He frequently references HeartMath Institute, which studies heart rate variability, emotional regulation, and how positive emotional states affect the nervous system. So you can check them out. They actually have their own website if that's something of interest to you. He builds on the work with his own spiritual perspective. So his basic idea, instead of living from stress, which is fear, anxiety, overthinking, fight or flight, you intentionally synchronize your heart and brain. And when you can do this, what happens is your nervous system becomes calmer, your HRV improves, you think more clearly, you're more resilient, creativity increases, intuition may feel more accessible, and your stress hormones decrease. Some of these physiological effects, particularly the improvements in emotional regulation and heart rate variability, are supported by research on slow breathing and coherence practices. So there's been a lot of research done on this lately. I believe that the HeartMath Institute is the biggest proponent of this new research. So you can check out the studies. It's phenomenal what heart-brain coherence can do. And I will do a deeper dive into this and present that information in a later video. So his 3-step coherence practice. Gregg teaches a simple exercises that takes about 3 minutes a day. Now we all have 3 minutes a day to better our lives, right? Step 1, move your awareness from your head, all that noise and thoughts and overthinking, put it down into your heart. Imagine that you're breathing through your heart. Like this is our second brain essentially, right? And you want to slow your breathing in step 2. He says about 4 seconds in to 6 seconds out. Now, obviously this is different for everybody depending on your lung function and size. So this will activate your parasympathetic, also known as rest and digest state in your nervous system. The out breath always needs to be longer than the in breath to have this happen. Step 3 is create a genuine positive emotion. So it's not just thinking it, it's feeling it. Now, how can we make ourselves feel emotions? Now, how do we make ourselves feel emotions? Like gratitude, appreciation, compassion, love, and care. So this emotional component, what creates the true coherence, not the breathing alone when you combine those. But sometimes when we're so stressed out, it's hard to change that state from fear all the way up to love and appreciation, right? You really can't make the jump. You have to go up that emotional scale that I was discussing from the Abraham Hicks videos. So you always reach for the next better feeling thought. So depending on wherever you are, this may take longer. But if you're generally like feeling good enough, content, I'll say, content's a great place to be, right? Then you can very easily reach for a higher feeling. So I always try to think, what calms me when I think about it? What makes me feel good when I'm doing it? And some of those things for me is like cuddling my cat or my son or husband. Those things will make me feel love. And I focus on that feeling. Like I try to bring in as much tactile function as I can, from like, how do they smell? What does it feel like? The sound of the purring, the soft fur. And then that'll get the cascade of the actual experience of feeling that emotion happen. Because remember, the brain doesn't know the difference between a thought and an action. If you think the thought, the brain thinks it's actually happening. So we can just make ourselves have a bunch of good feeling thoughts, thinking great thoughts, making these feelings, and it doesn't know that it's actually not happening, and it changes our physiology. So one of his most famous quotes is, "Thought is the language of the brain. Emotion is language of the body." His point is that many people think positive thoughts while still feeling fear, stress, or unworthiness. He argues that lasting change happens when the thoughts and emotions align. This is the central physiological theme in his work. So healing, the healing modality. Gregg believes coherence may help support the stress reduction, better immune function, better sleep, emotional healing, clearer thinking, and resilience. He emphasizes the body is designed to heal when the right internal conditions exist, though these practices should complement, not replace, appropriate medical care. So when he's explaining this, basically you're just centering yourself somewhere quiet to start with. You focus on your breathing, so you're slowing that exhale. It's longer than the inhale. Do that for a minute or two. Then you're focusing on your heart, like you're actually breathing from your heart, and you can visualize that breathing. And then you think these thoughts that make you feel good, and you'll start to feel the chemicals flood through your bloodstream. And then you do that, and just do that for a few minutes a day. It has profound healing effects on the body, because now you're upregulating your genes yourself. Now it's very easy to downregulate our genes, right? All you have to do is turn on the news. Boom. I'm sure any of that crap they put on there is gonna upset you, and now you're downregulating yourself. So shouldn't we have a practice that we do at least once a day to upregulate ourselves from all the bullshit that's just being thrown at us left and right? I think so. And this does help, because I do it, and I feel so much better after. I usually wait till midday to do this practice, and it's made a huge difference in my life, especially if I don't have time to meditate. Like, this is a non-negotiable. It's happening. It's 3 minutes. If I can't get away from people in my family, I will go to the bathroom, and that's my little hidey hole space, and I do it there. I get it done. 3 minutes, it's nothing, right? So more about him with the ancient wisdom meeting modern science. He really discusses Tibetan monks, indigenous traditions, ancient prayers, the meditation, of course, compassion, and gratitude. He suggests these practices create measurable changes in the body, the mind, blending spiritual traditions with contemporary research. He has written a lot of books: The Divine Matrix, The Spontaneous Healing of Belief, Human by Design, Pure Human, and The Wisdom Codes. These books explore themes of consciousness, resilience, healing, and the relationship between belief and your biology. The one message that resonates with many people is Gregg often reminds people that your body is not your enemy. Instead, symptoms can be viewed as something that needs attention. It's your way of your body communicating to you that something is wrong and that it needs some help, right? So that will cultivate the safety, the gratitude, and the coherent emotional states that may support your well-being. This message aligns with his broader philosophy that we function best when our mind, heart, and body are working together. So I definitely suggest checking him out. He has a lot of great interviews and videos and his own YouTube channel. And I would say my favorite interview with him that I think everybody could resonate with was with the Heart Coherence Collaborative, and that is their their YouTube channel, the Heart Coherence Collaborative. And they do a lot of interviews with different people, and I find a lot of their interviews with people are just really well thought out and just great presentations. So I do suggest that you look that up on YouTube. It was aired maybe 2 weeks ago. We're in July 2026. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something, that I inspired some thought on what is possible with you, because you are special, you are superhuman, and you can activate yourself to a higher potential. You just have to figure out how to get out of this matrix that has been designed to dysregulate you, to disconnect your heart and brain so that you become fearful and stressed and easy to control. Because you are so powerful, you have no idea. You've been conditioned out of it. And if you learn how to regulate your heart and brain together, you are going to unlock more human potential than you even can understand in 3 minutes a day. So just try it out. Just give yourself a week and see what happens if I spend 3 minutes doing this. Take some notes and see how your life changes. If you do this, I would love to hear your experiences in the comments below. Thank you if you made it this far, and I hope you have a blessed day.